So for today's session, I'm going to work the tuck press to handstand and some front lever pulls. I'm going to show both freestanding and wall drills, so an option for both, and also a eccentric version of the front lever pulls if you can't pull up to the bar yet. Let's jump in. So make sure you've warmed up your shoulders, your hips and your wrists so you're ready to do some handstands. So I'm just going to play with my tuck handstand to start with. So I'm going to go as deep as I can in my tuck handstand and then follow it down as slow as I can, so like an eccentric press. But my first goal is just to get as deep as I can in that tuck handstand. So if you have that freestanding, just go as deep as you can into that position. Now you might go into a little bit of a planche position, so you might round the back. Ideally, we don't want to be taking the shoulders too far in front of the hands. And then we want to get to the point where if we straighten the legs, we'll kiss the floor with the toes. So if you see there where I just opened my legs, I've got my tiptoes just to touch the floor. Now if we don't have that freestanding, we do the same against the wall. So I'm going to kick up to the wall, my heels are going to touch. Then I'm going to get, as I come down into my tuck, my butt's going to touch. Then I'm going to push in as deep as I can to that deep tuck. My low back's going to touch, my mid back, then maybe my upper back. So around upper back, mid back, I want to try and hold against the wall as I straighten the legs to kiss the floor with my toes. Now up on the bar, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into a hanging position. I'm going to do an eccentric to start with as my warm-up, but some of you will need to do this as your actual reps. So I'm going to get my feet up to the bar, I'm going to go into a tight tuck. Ideally, I'm going to bring my knees or my thighs to touch the bar with straight arms, and then I'm going to lower down, trying to keep the distance from my knees to my chest exactly the same as I come all the way down to a hanging position. Now I'm going to do the up movement. So I'm going to press up through my tight tuck position, up into a handstand and back down with slow control. I'm going to just do one repetition as slow as I can. Now if you can't go up here, we can use the wall assists. We could use toes slightly elevated up on a box, or, and probably the best one if you don't have the press yet, is just to do that super slow eccentric, either using the wall or freestanding. Now the wall version will be exactly the same, as you'll probably need to turn your wrists out and have your hands quite far away from the wall to get up. Just be careful that you keep pushing, you don't want to collapse into that gap between the hands and the wall. If you do, it probably means that you've gone too far away, either for your ability or your flexibility. So just make sure you don't go too far away, it shouldn't hurt the wrists. Okay, now it's full movement on the bar. So I'm going to go from the bottom up. I'm going to try and open the body as much as I can on the way up, then as much as I can on the way down. I'm going to be able to open the body more on the way down than I can on the way up, because obviously that's easier. If you don't have this yet, do the eccentric only. I'm going to go for 3 repetitions. Now because my last press was quite comfortable, I'm going to up it and try and go from a tuck position on the floor. So I'm going to go into a tuck ball, like a child's pose position, and then push up through a tuck planche, up into a tuck handstand, up into a handstand and back down again. Now if you don't have this on the way up, you could just do exactly the same. So your normal press up, but your eccentric go all the way down through tuck planche into a ball and finish in that child's pose on the floor. So that's my workout today. So I'm going to do the tuck press from the floor all the way up and back down again, passing through the tuck planche, 1 repetition as slow as possible. And then I'm going to do 3 repetitions of the front lever pulls, trying to open up as much as I can. I've just done 1 set, I'm going to do another 5 sets of that. Same deal, stick any questions in the comments below or send me a message. Thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll speak to you next time. Thanks guys.